So Kentucky Justice premieres on Sunday, according to this article. It was written 1 month and 25 days and 17 hours ago in the Harlan Daily. So, just December, I guess. He just got a fucking show in December, right? He arrested the fucking judge executive in June, and then July, he's getting, all these people are being fired for layoffs, and then he has to, you know, he doesn't get $1 million anymore. He's only got $900,000. And there was also a 2-year investigation, so it took him 2 years to finally actually fucking pop Joe Grieshop, right? So Joe Grieshop is the judge executive of Harlan County, and then you got Marvin Lipford, who's a sheriff, who arrested Joe Grieshop. So this is, you know, this fits under the theme of the whole thing, right? Kentucky sheriff arrests county judge executive, but I'm comparing this case to the Jackson County case of Denny Payman arresting William O. Smith, right? So William O. Smith actually goes to prison. He wears an orange jumpsuit. He has to get bonded out. Whereas this guy, Joe Grieshop, he says, I don't recognize your authority. He locks himself in the fucking office, and then the sheriff has to pick the lock in order to finally arrest him. Then he takes it to the circuit court, and then he posts the bond there, and then he goes on. So he served no jail time. He wore no orange jumpsuits. I don't know. It makes me think of the Egyptian Revolution, actually. They was able to take the #1 executive person in the county, and they're kind of like raking him through the coals, you know, putting him behind bars, behind the prison that he had helped build, right? He had helped secure the funds in Jackson County, like the fucking judge executive helped build the prison that he was being housed in. The fucking irony, the press, the publicity of it is just, it's incredible. It's great for Denny Payman. It might be a self-preservation move, right? He could just be like, feeling like he's on his way out. He has no budget, has no money. The county officials have kind of turned their back on him, started this other county force, and this is election year, so this is all eyes on him. During the Obama thing, he was sitting there saying, nope, I'm not going to fucking enforce any of Obama's laws and shit, and got basically was every man, Joe the plumber, got his fucking, you know, namesake out there as being the fucking everyman sheriff who wasn't going to fucking relent when it comes to the Second Amendment. And then after he got all that publicity, he started just kind of getting, you know, fucked over by the county of government. And I think he's been in there for like fucking 18 years, right? So the Jackson County Sheriff, somebody said the tyranny was over, and I think that is true. I think the county, he was there for 18 fucking years. Not consecutively, but like for 7 years total. So he's been, you know, controlling the whole fucking county for the last 7 years, being a bully and being a dick inside the fucking meetings and shit. So, you know, hopefully that does kind of straighten him up. You just know that he's sheriff till the end of the year, right? Even if Denny Payman loses his election, he's going to be sheriff until the end of the year. That's the fucking sheriff. And he understands his rights, and he understands what's going on. So there is a political beef that's going on between both of these guys. And actually, it's unfortunate because Harlan County, there was Harlan County feuds. You know, there's Hatfield and McCoy's. There's, you know, a whole bunch of them. Breathitt County, there's Rowan County, Pike County. So there's a lot of Eastern Kentucky feuds, and it all centered around the courthouse. So you can see how the politics is the damnedest, how a lot of people, when it comes to politics, you know, that, you know, he's got a moral core. That's what I like about Denny Payman. He comes from a principled, solid background and says this is right and this is wrong. And at least we see where his cards are. People who's like all fucking hidden and hiding their shit, I don't like it. I really, Denny Payman, when he was doing all those speeches, all those national coverage, I saw him just give a speech like in the middle of 20 people, just like, well, here I am as the sheriff, and what I've read about all the documents I've seen is this and this and this, and the reason, and so he was elegant, and he was off the cuff, he was, you know, pretty captivating. So that happened, right? So that happens in Jackson County and Harlan County. So there's a Harlan County Sheriff's Office that's coming to the small screen, Kentucky Justice. This is the fucking Harlan County Sheriff. So this is Marvin Lipford, okay? So Marvin Lipford's like fucking Kentucky badass, you know, 101. He gets a fucking TV show out, the whole deal. Arrest the fucking judge executive, good look for him. You know, clean up. He says nobody above the law, ain't nobody above the law. And he's right. There ain't nobody above the law. That's the rule of law. That's a democracy. That's when you have a civilization when nobody's above the law. There are no kings and queens, no nobility, no hereditary passing on of the fucking power flame. You earn your fucking keep around here. And so ain't nobody above the law. If you break the law, no matter if you're, you know, the sheriff or the judge or the county attorney or the fucking Court of Appeals or the Supreme Court justices, it doesn't matter. If you break the law, you should get arrested for it, right? Nobody above the law. So he gets a fucking TV show. Sheriff Marvin J. Lipford said he's excited about the premiere. They came in, spent all 12 weeks with us. So they got 3 months of filming with Marvin J. Lipford. They just followed us. There's no scripts. We're not actors or anything like that. Lipford said several networks had contacted his office about a reality program. I think a lot of it has to do with the TV show Justified, said Marvin J. Lipford. They just thought it was really like that. I told them, no, it's not real. It's really not. We got great people here. According to Marvin J. Lipford of Harlan County, members of the first production crew were not employees of National Geographic, but were contracted by the channel. This crew did not gel with the Harlan County Sheriff's Office, right? So it's there's a shot for Joe Piast, the staff writer. You got to gel well with us. That's the way we'll, you know, if you gel well with us, it'll be good. So Marvin J. Lipford said National Geographic sent another crew to try again. I really want to highlight some of the nicer aspects. When they panned and showed the mountains, we got some of the most beautiful country in the world. But Marvin J. Lipford of Harlan County, the sheriff, he told the production crew he would not go along with any, only filming the bad areas. Why do you even have fucking bad areas? What the bad areas in Harlan County? A lot of fucking places. So he said he was aware there'd be some criticism of the shows. A lot of people here, they're probably going to criticize us for doing this, but I think if people take an objective look at it, they'll say that's pretty much the way it is. Marvin J. Lipford said he and his deputies did not script anything and received no money for the show. It's a true depiction of day-to-day life in Harlan County Sheriff's Office, said Marvin J. Lipford. It is what it is. I hate that expression. It is what it is unless it ain't, right? It is what it is unless it ain't, then it's not. So fuck you. It is what it is. That's circular logic, right? It's true if it's true unless it's a lie, you know? It's fucking peaceful if it's peaceful unless it's war. It's, you know, an honest motherfucker or it's a hypocrite. Who knows? You know, no, it's not always is what it is. Kentucky Justice premieres 10 p.m. Sunday on National Geographic Channel. Can be seen on DirecTV 276, Dish Network 186, and Harlan Community Television Channel 67. So lots of fucking corporate media interests are involved on this. Series will run 6 shows. The titles available on National Geographic Channel website include Drug Bust, Shootout, The Escape Artist, Firestarter, and Cocaine Kingpin. The other 2 titles were not listed. Reach Joe P. Asher at 606-573-4510, extension 113. Jay Asher at citivasmedia.com. So he's getting his own fucking TV show, right? So, you know, good for him. Harlan County Judge Executive Joe Greishop answered to numerous charges on Monday. His defense attorney claims Sheriff Marvin J. Lipford filed the charges because of a political feud. Judge Executive Joe Greishop appeared in the Harlan County District Court for his arraignment. He pleaded not guilty to charges of theft, burglary, official misconduct, and retaliating against a witness in the legal process. He didn't do anything. It's a political feud in which he's clearly using his authority to try to pursue a political feud, says Steve Romines, Greishop's defense attorney. Harlan County Sheriff Marvin J. Lipford filed the charges after what he calls a 2-year investigation regarding property the sheriff's Chaplain Corps rented from the county. Okay, so there's an audit. That's what the sheriff arrested the judge executive of Jackson County for, because there was an audit and he said that there was stolen funds. But then there is this Harlan County judge executive got arrested because of stealing. So, you know, that's not good, right? Nobody likes that. What's going on? Is this still running? Oh, good. Okay, so the one fucking page wouldn't open. It was like, oh, the fucking page is dying. So I'll just close out that page. Harlan County Sheriff arrests judge executive on more than a dozen charges. So basically, it's like he was renting a building. and it was designed to be for public use, but he wanted to use it for an industrial corporation. And so when they put the county stuff in it, he took the county stuff out, and they said that's what he did. That was him stealing, you know, other people's property. And of course, he didn't agree with it, right? Because the judge executive, Joe Grieshop, Grieshop, like fries hop, Grieshop, Joe Grieshop, and then Marvin J. Lipford. So Sheriff Marvin J. Lipford said that after Judge Executive Joe Grieshop read the warrant, he first seemed disinclined to let Marvin J. Lipford arrest him. Well, I read the warrant, but I'm not going to let you arrest me. I dispute these charges and don't recognize your authority. Marvin J. Lipford quoted Joey Grieshop as saying, I said, you need to get up. You need to get up. Right now, I'm arresting you now. Marvin J. Lipford said he took Grieshop to the circuit court's office. He also locked the fucking door, so that might have been the article they had to close out of. They couldn't get a hold of Grieshop on Tuesday, so they go to the circuit court clerk's office. That's where you could, I guess, get bailed out. The circuit court clerk's office in the judicial center next to the courthouse. And then Joe Grieshop was immediately released. So I guess he locked himself in, was able to get him to negotiate not to go to fucking jail. Let me pay my fucking bond and do it that way. Marvin J. Lipford said Grieshop is charged with third-degree burglary, theft of items valued over $10,000, 10 counts of retaliating against participants in a legal process, and 1 count of official misconduct. Grieshop and Marvin J. Lipford have been at political odds at times, but Marvin J. Lipford said there was no political motivation in his investigation of Grieshop. Politics is one thing, theft is another. I don't play favorites. I don't go out of my way to pick on people. Ain't nobody above the law. Shit, you're going to get a fucking TV show, Kentucky Justice, Marvin J. Lipford style. Investigation related to a dispute involving the chaplain's corps associated with the office carries out charitable activities. In March 2011, magistrates voted to let the corps use a county-owned building at Cold Iron until October 2011. Marvin J. Lipford said Grieshop, however, wanted the building for use by an industrial prospect, so he ordered locks cut off the building. In July 2011, county workers and jail inmates carried out the contents, including food, care packages, and back-to-school supplies the organization had collected. Marvin J. Lipford said the items supposedly were returned to the corps, but in reality, some of the food ended up at Grieshop's house, and some was used at the county jail. Lipford said it took some time to finish the investigation because he needed to track down former inmates because some county workers were reluctant to provide information. The sheriff said some members of the chaplain's corps had sued Grieshop before the incident. That is the basis for the charges that Grieshop retaliated against people taking part in a legal process. And Lipford said he obtained a warrant for Grieshop in December signed by the local trial commissioner. So I'm not sure who the fucking local trial commissioner is. There's a local trial commissioner. And that's who he got the warrant from, the local trial commissioner. Which, that's totally fascinating to me, because it's like, who the fuck is this guy? He wanted to serve it to make sure the case wouldn't interfere with other agencies' actions relative to Grieshop. He declined to elaborate on what that meant. Marvin Lipford said when he went to Grieshop's office to serve the warrant Tuesday about 2 p.m., he told an assistant to Grieshop he needed to see the judge executive. The woman went into Grieshop's office after she came out. The door to the office was locked and Grieshop wouldn't open up. Marvin J. Lipford said Grieshop called 911 during that time to ask that state police come to his office. Marvin J. Lipford said he went to another door that opens into Grieshop's office and picked the lock to get in. Right, he picked the lock. So he picked the lock. Are you allowed to break into a fucking door? Isn't that B&E, breaking and entering? He could have kicked down the door, but didn't want cost of repairs to fall on the taxpayers. Oh, so that's nice, you know. He didn't want to. He's like, I could have fucking kicked the county door down, right? That's how. What a fucking. I don't know. I like Denny Payman the way he's doing things because his seems a little gentler, and he's just kind of like. But then the other guy seems like a bigger dick, so I don't know. Grand jury rejected the woman's claim, exonerated Grieshop. The incident was an issue for the May 2010 primary election in the county. He was seeking re-election to a 4th term, so he's been in there for a long-ass time. 4 fucking terms, that's enough. What is that, 16 years? You know, so it is a big of a tyrant here, and he doesn't like the fucking, the sheriff, right, the new sheriff in town. He's not a big fan of the new sheriff. Then Circuit Judge Russell Allred, whose cousin was running against Joey Grieshop, ordered a special grand jury to hear testimony in the case, and his order became public at a time it could have hurt Grieshop. Allred adamantly said politics had nothing to do with his order, but the incident was among the allegations against Allred in an ethics case that ultimately led to his removal.